Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Morning Brew. Steaming up today's hottest cryptocurrency news. My name's Justin Cummins. It's August 3rd, 8:46 a.m. And it is another great day for crypto. We've got a couple of important things to talk about. Concerning the news, though, it's all about Cardano, about Cardano. Yeah, it's all about Cardano. Really, that's all we've got to talk about is Cardano. Couple other small items, and then one big major item which has been in the news the last couple of days, and we just want to bring some clarity regarding that, and that is the U.S. bill, this infrastructure bill that they're talking about passing, and the cryptocurrency legislation that is included within it. As is typical with U.S. government these days, they try to sneak things into a bill that has absolutely nothing to do with this particular issue, but hopefully, getting through legislation, whoever it is that authors it, kind of fly under the radar and get this thing in, get this thing passed, get this thing through. So we're going to talk about that, but let's look at the market. Total market cap is down 1.9%, $1.632 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is at 44%. Ethereum is at 18.2%, and gas prices are kind of high right now. Standard is 51 GWAY. A lot of activity happening on the Ethereum network right now. There's some DeFi stuff going on. I think a lot of new DEXs launching. Shapeshifts, Fox token, and another one was yesterday's Singularity DAO launch, which is a very interesting project. You should be looking at that if you haven't. They have this Uniswap style swapping exchange, but also farming and liquidity pools, and they are using artificial intelligence. Now that part of it hasn't been released yet, but they're going to be utilizing artificial intelligence to help provide liquidity for little known or smaller projects, new projects, so that they can grow and be better traded. And then they're going to use artificial intelligence so you can hold a basket of these currencies. And in theory, the artificial intelligence will work to dynamically allocate your holdings so that it will continue to grow. It's interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. You can check that out at app.singularityDAO. I think it's .ai. Yeah. app.singularityDAO.ai. But this project's going places. All right, getting back to the market. Let's look at what's going on with prices here. Bitcoin is still up on the week 3.8%, but down on the last 24 hours. Currently $38,636.87. Ethereum is still up 13.8%, sitting at $2,537. Binance Coin is up 7.3% on the week at $325.02. Cardano is the one that's really taken off at the moment, though, probably in relation to all of the positive news. Up 8.6% on the week, up 2.1% in the last hour. It is $1.36. All right, XRP is 72 cents, and Dogecoin is 19 cents. Polkadot is 17.62. Uniswap 21.63. Chainlink 23.42. Bitcoin Cash 538.24. Solana just killed it this week, up 25%. Chainlink, Uniswap, and Solana, all of those seeing very nice gains. Sorry about the trucks going by, guys. Did not know there'd be a bunch of trucks driving by at this location. Anyway, Solana up 25% to 35.19. Litecoin up 7.2%. Polygon up 2.5% to $1.04. Stellar 27 cents. Ethereum Classic $50. All right, that is enough for the market today. Things are looking okay. We're just sort of seeing some slight increases across the board with the altcoins. Of course, Bitcoin struggling just a little bit. They're stuck at the between the $37,000, $38,000 and $40,000 range last couple of days. Moving on to the news. What is this news about Cardano? Cardano is to be integrated in BlockSwap's Green DeFi app. According to a press release shared today with you today, Cardano's innovation fund, C Fund, which supports startups at early stages, has invested $500,000 in BlockSwap's DeFi app to have Cardano's native cryptocurrency ADA integrated into the platform. The app is called OpenSaver, and it only works with blockchains running on the proof-of-stake consensus protocol, avoiding environment-harming blockchains like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Thus, investors using OpenSaver will be able to profit from betting on green cryptocurrencies without having any specific technology or skills. Okay, interesting. New crypto startup explains why it chose to build on Cardano ADA. On Monday, August 2nd, blockchain company DC Spark explained what were the factors that influenced its decision to build software products on Cardano, one of the most promising crypto projects in the space. So what does DC Spark, it's called, what does it do? Well, according to its development team, the main goals are to extend blockchain protocol layers, implement first-class ecosystem tooling, and develop and release user-facing apps. DC Spark was co-founded in April by Nicholas Aqueros, Sebastian Guillemot, and Robert Kornacki. We're going to see a lot more of this as companies announce that they are going to be building on Cardano. I did not go out and handpick the Cardano news, by the way. This is just the news of the day. It's just all about Cardano, about Cardano, about Cardano. Celsius Network enables Cardano borrowing and yield farming this month. If you're not familiar with the Celsius Network, it's sort of like BlockFi. You can go there, you can provide liquidity, you can get loans. It's completely centralized, so that's something to keep in mind. But now they are adding Cardano to their platform with capabilities of borrowing and earning yield. Good news for Cardano. Cardano's ADA to be listed on Japanese exchange for the first time. More positive news for Cardano. CTO and co-founder of DC Spark, Sebastian Guillemot, has shared a post. Okay, so that's about the DC Spark as well. What about all this stuff that's going on in the U.S. regarding regulation? Let's talk about that just a little bit here. Obviously, one of the key figures involved in that is Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC. He has made some statements recently which are interesting. I'm going to share those with you from this article, CryptoPotato.com. Gary Gensler, the current chairman of the SEC, believes the cryptocurrency industry needs to go under the scope of the commission. Ooh, surprise, surprise there. Well, of course, we want to expand our power and our control. Ha! So, chalk that up on the negative side. During an interview with Bloomberg, Gensler admitted that he is intrigued by the cryptocurrency space, but that wouldn't deter him from protecting U.S. investors via enhanced regulations on the market. Okay, the problem is, as is always the case with government, this sounds really good. They want to protect investors. But what's the details? What does it actually mean? Does that mean totally excluding them and locking them out of the space? Or does that mean actually just going after people that are committing fraudulent activity? Being deeply familiar with the blockchain space, as Gensler taught DLT classes at the Massachusetts Institute of MIT, Gensler was expected to have a straightforward approach when it comes down to the regulating the industry when he took charge of the SEC earlier this year. So far, though, the commission is yet to announce any precise rules, although speculations have run rampant in the past several weeks. Speaking to Bloomberg, Gensler admitted his affection to the market, but said he will work toward enhancing investor protection from potential scams and fraudulent activities. This is what he said. This is the quote. While I'm neutral on the technology, even intrigued, I spent 3 years teaching it, learning it, leaning into it. I'm not neutral about investor protection. If somebody wants to speculate, that's their choice. But we have a role as a nation to protect those investors against fraud. Now, see, here's the thing. If he does what he stated right there, fantastic, great. Yes, protect against fraud. Protect against rug pulls or whatever. There's all kinds of fraudulent things going out there that is their rule to protect against. Don't protect us from speculating. So when he says, if somebody wants to speculate, that's their choice. Amen, 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 amen. And I hope he sticks to that. And I hope his agency, the SEC, sticks to that. Because that's been my number one primary concern, is that they come along and they say, look, we want to protect you, therefore you can't speculate. Only people who are accredited investors, who are already wealthy, have these opportunities, and everybody else gets locked out. That is not a good thing. One of the things that makes crypto so unique and so exciting is the fact that people who aren't already millionaires can get in. and can speculate. And sometimes, you know what? I know people who put $600 into something and turned around and made $100,000 off of that in the cryptocurrency space. This happens, right? Doesn't happen many other places. Now, yes, for that person, there's another 100 that put $600 into something and lost it, but they lost $600, right? And they knew what they were doing, and they wanted to take that risk. And under a free society, we should be able to take that. Every single day we take risks. We get married, it's a risk. We don't know if that person's going to go crazy in 5 years, take all of our stuff, put us through a nasty divorce. We drive down the road, we don't know if the guy beside us is like, you know, stone cold drunk or high as a kite and just going to smash right into us. We don't know that. We get in a plane and fly somewhere. We don't know what that pilot's been doing. We can't even see him. All over the place we take risks. Every single day we take risks. Although Gensler didn't specify the precise nature of the potential legislation, the SEC's chairman said the crypto market needs to go under the jurisdiction of the commission. He noted that Bitcoin falls under the commodity category, but almost all other altcoins are securities and must comply with the SEC rules. Now, this is interesting. And how they're going to do this, I don't know. You know, this is the issue going on with the big news of the day right now, which is this U.S. bill that had some very, very draconian negative cryptocurrency legislation put into it, and it threw the entire market into a kind of a little bit of a frenzy. Not the market, the space. So let's talk about that. Let's look at this. This coming from the Daily Hodl. U.S. bill eyes crypto traders, aims for stricter laws to boost tax revenue by the billions. All right, so this is the stated objective here, is we need to boost tax revenues, which is what it's really probably all about. The U.S. Blockchain Association is stepping up to battle new crypto regulations that are being proposed in the historic bipartisan infrastructure deal that's working its way through the Senate. Robert Frank, a wealth reporter at CNBC, says the latest draft of the 2,702-page infrastructure bill, targeting efforts to modernize bridges, roads, water pipes, electric vehicle charging stations, and internet service, among other systems, is trying to tackle crypto tax evasion. But basically what this is a massive increase, another massive spending bill by the U.S. government, primarily directed towards the government workers to help boost the economy. I guess the idea here is sort of a Reagan-esque, it's a trickle-down economic thing where we're going to spend massive amount of money. Well, obviously they're looking at it as investment on infrastructure and stuff like that, but this is going into the pockets largely of government contractors or, depending on the state, government employees and workers who do these things, who build roads and bridges and pipelines and etc. Anyway, moving on. Introduced on page 2433 of the bill, new reporting rules for the crypto traders are expected to raise an estimated 28 to 30 billion over 10 years in tax revenue, according to Frank, by cracking down on people who aren't reporting taxable crypto transactions, the bill states. How do they know this? This is speculation. This is guesswork. They just thrown a number out there. Oh yeah, we don't think people are reporting for taxes, so we're going to get 28 to 30 billion dollars by cracking down on these people and making sure they're paying their taxes. The amendments made by this section shall apply to returns required to be filed and statements required to be furnished after December 31st, 2023. So this isn't even going to take effect until 2023. All right. Very few exchanges actually report taxable transactions to the Internal Revenue Service, according to Frank. The new bill would impose stricter laws on businesses handling crypto, making crypto sellers report purchase and sale prices. It would also require digital asset transactions of 10,000 or more to be reported to the IRS. The Blockchain Association, a member-led lobbying group, says the potential regulations would burden individuals and entities with reporting requirements to provide information they don't have access to. And this is where it gets interesting. This is where the major concern was, because basically what they did was they wanted to expand and broaden the terminology of what a, quote, broker is. So here's the issue, though, is you've got these decentralized exchanges like Uniswap. They don't have the information. They can't report who did what, right? They just don't have that information. So if they would be, essentially, they could have become illegal operators, classified as brokers, financial brokers, who are thereby not abiding by the new reporting laws. And since Uniswap is a company based in the U.S., they could have been seriously fined and just essentially shut down. It's like a backdoor way to shut them down, because the idea here is, well, we're not going to outlaw a decentralized exchange, but if you can't report, if you can't send that tax form that shows that so-and-so somebody, traded $10,000 worth of whatever, swapped Ethereum for USDT on Uniswap, then you're in violation of this legislation. And it was a huge concern. And not just that, there was a concern that anybody that mines cryptocurrency, see, because what happens when you're mining Ethereum or you're mining Bitcoin or whatever, you're processing financial transactions. You don't know what they are. You don't know what the amounts are. You don't know who they belong to. You don't know anything. Also, you don't know nothing. So you can't report that. So then the miners could have been in violation of this. So very, very serious issue. The Blockchain Association and member-led lobbying group says the potential regulations would burden individuals and entities with reporting requirements to provide information they don't have access to. This was explained by Kristen Smith, the executive director of the Blockchain Association, said this: what Congress is considering with this measure is not a new tax on the cryptocurrency industry. Instead, it puts new reporting requirements on individual players in the industry who have no way to comply. Basically, they want the exchanges to do their work and to report, to be the squealers. We want the exchanges to, hand over all these, everybody's information, who these people are, what their transactions are, etc., etc. Report this information so that, when people file their tax return, if it doesn't line up, we got them nailed. We nail them, But here's the thing. She continues, Kristen Smith, these individuals will be faced with impossible to fulfill reporting requirements that could thwart critical investments in our economy and communities across the country. So not only will these types of reporting requirements push businesses and jobs overseas, ceding American leadership in the crypto space to our international competitors, which is exactly what would happen. All the DEXs are just going to go overseas. Here's the big main point, though. She says it won't collect the $28 billion Congress thinks they'll bring in. Absolutely correct. The deal is expected to cost an estimated $1.2 trillion over 8 years, according to The Hill. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer hopes to get the bill out of the Senate by. So let's help try to support this bill a little bit. And maybe we're gonna spend $1.2 trillion, but we're gonna try to get 28 to whatever it was, 30 billion out of crypto people. Ridiculous. Absolutely asinine. So we'll see what happens here. The good news is that already the legislation has been improved. There's been clarity added, and a couple of senators have come out and said, no, this isn't going to make mining illegal. This isn't going to shut down the decentralized exchanges. Okay. That's a wrap. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Remember, it's always a great day to earn and stack more crypto. Appreciate, love you all. Thank you for listening. Talk with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Press on now. Goodbye.